Fantastic news! Donald Trump has been
I believe that my life was saved that day in Butler for a very good reason.
At this point, we can project Donald Trump will be the 47th president of the United States, winning.
Somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it.
John George Trump, born 1907, August 21st, was an American electrical engineer and inventor and was also a professor at MIT, and obviously was the paternal uncle of President Donald Trump. Now here's where things get interesting. On January 9th, 1943, 2 days after Nikola Tesla died destitute in a New York City hotel, the FBI called an MIT professor and esteemed electrical engineer, John G. Trump, to determine if any of the belongings in the inventor's estate, which included a ported weapon of mass destruction Tesla called the Death Ray, would be dangerous if they fell into enemy hands. Now, the CIA has released a document detailing the possessions found in Nikolai's room, and they put it under a folder called Stargate, which was an umbrella term used for the intelligence community effort that used remote viewers who claimed to use clairvoyance, precognition, or telepathy to acquire and describe information about targets that were blocked from ordinary perception. Mind you, this is what the CIA is using to describe it, not me. They released the reports and they named it the abstracts of Dr. Nikola Tesla's writings retained as exhibits for the alien property custodian. So this document goes over a bunch of things that Nikola Tesla was working on or had access to. New systems of fluid propulsion, different ways to transmit electricity throughout the Earth's crust, the power of the future with planetary energy. And you can see here that it was signed by the man himself, John G. Trump, and also by the director of the Office of Alien Property. Now, John claims in the official report that the examination of several items showed these to be standard electrical measuring instruments in common use several decades ago. But there's evidence that something else happened in this hotel in New York. Something that would change the course of history. And I mean that literally. Way back in 1893, Ingersoll Lockwood wrote Baron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey. This novel follows the young aristocrat, Baron Trump, a precocious wealthy boy who lives in Trump Castle, and is guided by a mentor named Don. Baron faces various challenges that test his intellect, wit, and moral character. Ingersoll's other book, written in 1896, named The Last President, is a piece of political fiction and dystopian satire. It begins with New York City thrown into chaos following the unexpected election of a populist outsider candidate who is seen as the enemy of the establishment. The story explores the societal collapse that follows, including riots, unrest, and the threat of civil war. The newly elected president is supported by the common people, but is feared by the elites. The story begins with riots on Fifth Avenue in New York, which is the location of Trump Tower. And I remind you, these books were written over 100 years ago. So what can we conclude from this? Well, given that Trump is now colluding with one of the richest people on earth and founder of the Tesla company, Elon Musk, I think it's safe to say that John G. Trump found something more than commonly used electrical devices in Nikola Tesla's hotel room after his death. What did he find? Well, we can speculate a few things. Tesla is quoted as saying, "I could see the past, the present, and the future at the same time," after an alleged accident in 1895, which corresponds almost exactly to when the two books were wrote about Donald and Baron Trump. Now, remember the folder the CIA was using to house Nikola Tesla's reports, called Stargate? Yeah, well, Trump just announced a new thing, $500 billion into this project called Stargate. I don't really know what Trump's planning with this project, but one thing's for sure, there seems to be an awful lot of coincidences. We may never know what really happened between Nikola Tesla, John G. Trump, Ingersoll Lockwood, Donald Trump, Baron Trump, and Elon Musk. Tesla. Probably nothing. We can just blame this guy right here.
We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to win more. We're going to win more. We're going to win so much.
Maybe they don't like my hair, which is real, by the way. Look at that.